Hi there, it's Jax, and we're going to be taking a look today at the Spyderco ukpk, or UK penknife. So what we're looking at here is the final, it's the swan song for this particular model. And I'm talking about, this is the last call to get this type of ukpk from Spyderco. Of course, they'll be available on the used and secondary market, but they're discontinuing the hollow ground blade format, and they're going to a full flat grind. So we're going to take a look and say hello and goodbye to a great little knife, which is going to be reincarnated. It actually is already reincarnated as the full flat ground model. So without further ado, let's jump into this. So what we're looking at here, and sorry for the weird camera tilt. Oh, I got a spider on my arm. Let's see if he wants to go somewhere else. Come on. Okay. So anyways, yeah, so what we're looking at here is a non-locking pocket carry with a clip, kind of maybe a gentleman's folding knife, something like that. It's not meant for heavy-duty tasks. Of course, it's a pocket knife, so it can handle any pocket knife type of chores you might want to have to throw at it. So it might even be able to handle a surprisingly wide array of, quasi-difficult tasks, such as carving wood. A lot of people have carved wood and whittled with their slip joint knives before, so in fact I think slip joints are the preferred method for some old-timers for carving up knives. For carving up knives, yeah. For carving wood and whittling and stuff like that. Stuff like the case, case stockmans and canoes and stuff like that. Probably long been favored to be great whittling knives. So, having said that, the slip joint could probably accommodate a whole wide array of tasks. So what we're looking at here is a 7-inch knife. So the blade is just under 3 inches long, from the beginning of the handle to the end of the tip, and that's to conform with the United Kingdom's knife laws. They don't allow you to have a greater than a 3-inch blade, or 3-inch or greater blade is illegal in the United Kingdom, as is a locking knife. That's why this is a slip joint with a specified blade length. So that's why it's called the ukpk. Now, this version I'm holding has black textured FRN handles with torque screw construction, a very deep wire pocket clip, the deepest I've ever seen on a Spyderco. As you can see, the where you'd put it in your pants, it goes, it would almost disappear completely, compared to, say, a dragonfly wire clip where there's a little less than half an inch of the knife sticking out. So the deepest pocket clip I've seen from Spyderco. It is the wire clip. It's longer than the dragonfly wire clip. It has decent spring retention and all around a comfortable little design. Now, for those of you that don't know, Spyderco usually puts a design right under where the clip would pull out of your pants. See how the waffle, or see how the texture's here, but where the clip touches the FRN handle, it's the Spyderco bug emblem, which is smooth. And they do that with all their knives that I know of. See the Dragonfly 2 Nice smooth texture underneath where the clip would be rubbing. And same thing with the Bird Cara 2 Rescue. So that's so as you see, the clip would touch the flat where it's smooth, and that's so it doesn't rip up your pants from taking it out of your pant pockets 100 times over. So a nice little touch from Spyderco. Like I was saying, FRN handles, they come in a bunch of different colors. Inside there is no liners, but you can see how easy it would be to stick a pipe cleaner or something in there to clean this thing out. And it is, you can take it apart, so cleaning it and maintaining it shouldn't be an issue. Okay, now, like I said, an under 3-inch blade. This one's hollow ground, and this one that I'm showing you is in Carpenter's CTS BD1, which is almost identical to the Japanese steel Jin 1 and Jin 2 that Spyderco also uses for other versions of the ukpk. It is similar in composition to Jin 1 and Jin 2, which itself is a well-respected and high-performance blade steel. If you take into account certain factors, such as its ability to take a razor's edge and to sharpen easy, and its corrosion resistance and edge stability and stuff like that. It may not be the hardest, highest carbide steel, but it is a high-performance steel when you take into account its edge stability and corrosion resistance and stuff like that. Should be easy to sharpen and should take a wicked edge. It is a high carbon stainless steel. Now, I said it was similar to Jin 1 and Jin 2, but this, and that's true, but this is a little bit different. Spyderco got Carpenter steel to make a custom melt or a custom designed Americanized version of Jin 1 and Jin 2. So long story short, they went to a steel company and got them to produce a version of Jin 1 and Jin 2 to their specifications. And the difference is Spyderco wanted the formula tweaked a little bit, so they added a little bit of vanadium in there. And there might be some other differences, probably to further refine grain structure and stuff like that. And there's that spider again. How fitting, a spider climbed onto my Spyderco knife. We're just going to show him another alternate place to go. Actually, maybe we'll let him hang around for the review. I don't know if he knows how sharp this knife is, because it is razor sharp. If he moves the wrong way, he's going to lose a leg. Oh, and he jumped off the Spyderco. Alright. That's a good little thing. Okay, so like I said, hollow ground leaf shape blade. This also comes in a hollow ground drop point blade. Both are very good looking, and both should serve you well for EDC and your cutting chores. Now, the blade has, of course, the Spyderco trademark round opening hole. Has the Spyderco bug emblem. The steel and the steel manufacturer. And on this side it tells you the place of manufacture, and in this case it is made in Golden, Colorado, USA Earth. And there is Sal's designer mark, his maker's mark right there. The Sal, S-A-L. Now this blade has this weird mirror finish stonewash, which is different than a lot of other Spyderco knives. It looks like it was mirror finished and then stonewashed. I haven't seen this before, and usually Spyderco comes with a really attractive soft satin finish that is really beautiful, and this is no exception. It's a really beautiful looking knife. Pretty thick blade stock, something to the order of 2.5 millimeters. It keeps its width almost all the way to the tip, where you can see the hollow grind tapers it down. And this is different than a lot of full flat grind knives where they have a continual distal taper. For instance, the Spyderco military. As you can see, the military gets thinner and thinner and thinner. Same thing with any Spyderco full flat grind, whereas this stays thick at the back. Fit and finish is good. It has jimping on the thumb ramp, has jimping on the finger choil, and that's about it for jimping on the knife. The rest of the edges are smooth. The texture of the FRN handle is really good, nice and grippy, nice and smooth, and with those thumb ramp and finger choil jimping and ramps, this is one of the most comfortable knives I've ever held. If you've never held a ukpk, it is so comfortable. It's one of the first things I noticed when I picked up the knife and felt it. It just melts into your hand. A lot of people say that about Spydercos, and it's true for the most part. This might be the most comfortable one I've ever held, a Spyderco that is. And that's saying quite a bit, considering their knives are very comfortable. I got this knife for, I think, around $36, or maybe just under $40 in Canada, at a store called Warriors and Wonders in Vancouver, BC. And like I said, this is a discontinued model, so if you want to get your hands on one, a brand new hollow ground version of this, you might want to go check it out now. They should be prices should be reduced to blow them out and allow for the new stock. The blade came absolutely blisteringly sharp from Spyderco, which is no surprise, but for those of you that don't know, it whittled hair right out of the package. And that's crazy sharp. That's like a little bit of a step beyond shaving sharp, because not only does it shave, but it carves individual hairs. So radically sharp. Can't really stress enough how comfortable this knife is. Like I said, 7 inches long. It's just the right amount of knife. Just the right amount of blade too. It's really a good design. And for those of you that don't know, this is almost a kissing cousin to a Cali 3. It's pretty much a non-locking version of a Cali 3, if what I understand is correct. And if the Cali 3 is as comfortable as this knife, that's saying a lot. You gotta feel this thing. So once again, it is a non-locking knife, so it's good that it has the finger choil there, because as you can see, your finger prevents it from closing as long as you're using the choil. Now when we close this knife, it is nice and small, almost melts into your hand. It is super light at about 2.5 ounces. It's really a lightweight knife. Blade centering on my sample was good. I didn't check for a blade wiggle, but I doubt there is any. But as you can see, because of the left-right, oh yeah, the pocket clip is left-right, tip-up. So no tip-down carry, so it's left-right. And the thumb hole works for lefties and righties, therefore this is a fully ambidextrous opening knife. As you can see, the thumb hole for both hands. So when you open this knife, since it is a slip joint, which is almost like a lock back without the locking mechanism, in that it uses a spring tensioned piece of steel at the back to add resistance to a notch on the tang of the blade. But when you open this knife, there's not a lot of springs, so hopefully it won't snap shut on your fingers. As you can see, it stops right there. Hopefully your fingers are out of the way, and then a bit of spring. But as you open it, it has a 90-degree stop. It's stopped at 90 degree, which means it must have a secondary ramp on the tang, or a detent ball or something like that. Probably a ramp on the tang. And then it goes to the full locking position. So it has that stop right there. It's locked in. And it takes quite a bit of force to overcome that. Beautiful knife, super comfortable, inexpensive, high quality build. Now the FRN handles slabs are pretty thick, so even though it doesn't have liners, this should be a pretty sturdy knife. FRN is moisture and chemical resistant, has all sorts of benefits. maybe impervious to temperature change and stuff like that. But so before my camera dies out, I'll just think of. Oh yeah. Also, I should note that Spyderco offers a warranty, a limited warranty. They guarantee their product for against manufacturing or defects and flaws and stuff like that in the material or manufacturing of the knife. Of course, it doesn't cover abuse or disassembly or customization or anything like that. So, a fair warranty from Spyderco. So, I guess I was gonna show you how sharp this thing is, but I was gonna actually shave my leg for you, but maybe I'll still do that. I'm filming with an iPod, so it's too bad I can't put the thing down and set it in a tripod and try to show you how it carves the hair. But so anyways, I guess I should just tell you, take my word for it, it came razor sharp. Anyways, guys, that is my review of the Spyderco ukpk. If you're just getting into knives and you want yourself a relatively low-cost production knife of higher quality than your basic Walmart type of store knives, maybe check out Spyderco. And the ukpk or the Cali 3, it's locking cousin with different materials in its construction. Now, before we go, I'll give a size comparison between two really well-known Spyderco knives. We have the Dragonfly 2 and the Spyderco Military. 5.5 inches, 7 inches, and 9.5 inches. Alright, so from Jax here on the dock at Mariel Lake, thank you for watching the review of the Spyderco ukpk. Have a good day. Bye.